Here it is. If y'all see me dancing on the live stream, it's because I got my intro song playing in my head. What's going on, everybody? My name is Courtney. This is the Black Dad Chronicles for Tuesday, June 27th. And I'm coming to you live from my house and also live via YouTube. You see my bookcase behind me, a couple trophies up there, a light fixture. It's probably, that's way too bright because I got the window open and it's sunny. So we're about to get into this podcast. Today, I want to talk to you brothers about your health, and, brothers and sisters too. We need to work on our health. We need to keep our health right. We need to get our health right, man. Our people die at an insane rate, much earlier than our counterparts from other races. First, before I go any further, the reason why I wanted to do this topic today, because hip hop lost a legend last week, Prodigy of Mobb Deep. He died at 42 years old, apparently from complications of his sickle cell. It was well known that he suffered from disease, sickle cell. So 42 years old is just way too young to be dying. And it kind of hit home for me because, as I've told you guys before, since I turned 30, my main goal was to just be around for my kids, man. My dad died when I was 10 years old. He was only 40. So that being said, one of my main goals in life has been to not die at a young age. And I understand, look, man, when the good Lord says your time is up, your time is up. But what I want to do, while I'm here is control. Let's have some control, because a lot of people, and not just black people, but a lot of folks, the older they get, the more reliant they are on medicine and, pills, all types of things. And the main reason why I don't want to be on a lot of pills, I don't like taking pills now. Not even, something, as small as ibuprofen, even though studies have shown long-term use of ibuprofen can lead to kidney damage. But I just don't like taking medicine. I don't like the idea of putting, a foreign, a pill or something like that into my body. And I'm just not really cool with that. Never been. I don't take pain medicine. So I always kind of like, just tough out pain whenever I got bad ankles, I got a bad shoulder, I got a bad knee. That's part of the reason why I don't hoop no more, because I'm tired of, just the pain that would come afterwards. The only pain I do like is the pain that comes, after lifting, the day after lifting weights. That's cool. I've started to enjoy weightlifting, which, hey, I never really enjoyed weightlifting. And not even when I was in the Navy, and that was when weightlifting was like, on deployment, the only thing you do is work, and then after work, you go work out, eat, shower, go to sleep. Maybe somebody got a PlayStation or Xbox so you can play Madden. You got books, something cool, but for entertainment, you work out. And I was never into that, But, when I turned 30, I started having this little thought in the back of my mind about just being healthy, and not dying early. And then when I turned 35, I was like, man, I'm 35 years old. I'm almost 300 pounds. I got to do something. My dad was about 400 pounds when he died. So it was like, man, I gotta do something to change that. So I'm gonna give you all some statistics. So one of the things that spurred my want to lose weight and change the way I eat is because I was tired of my joints, feeling crappy when I woke up in the morning. I was tired of being super achy for no reason. So one of the first things I did was I cut out pop. Cutting out pop was the very first thing I did to try to lose some weight. And now I drink pop to this day, even though I don't like pop. There are sometimes, I drink like I'm into, organic stuff and natural, foods and drinks. So I do drink certain pops that are like, they have fruit juice. If it's, like 70 to 75% fruit juice, with no high fructose corn syrup, I'll drink it, fried foods and stuff, and just exercising. I eat way more vegetables. I start off every day with a green smoothie, and I try to have at least 2 plant-based or raw meals a day, and it's helped me tremendously. It's June 27th. January 1st, I got on the scale. I was 289 pounds. I was 283 pounds. I'm sorry. I'm now down to, as of this morning, 261 pounds. But that's probably because, speaking of pop, was in the mall yesterday. I love root beer, and the best root beer you can get is from an A&W restaurant. So the food court at Great Lakes Crossing has an A&W, and I had 3 root beers. And man, last night, the amount of sugar that's in the root beer, even though it tastes so good, man, last night I was just kind of like, oh man, this, bothering me. So I didn't feel any, ill effects of it this morning. I guess it's slow, but I'm just trying to not do that today, not go overboard. So cutting out pop, switching over to a more plant-based diet. And like I said, I hardly eat meat nowadays. I would say that my diet is probably about 85 to 90% vegetarian, plant-based, because I still will eat meat every now and then. I had chicken yesterday. It's kind of hard, and I do eventually want to, fully go vegan, because there are studies have shown that your body performs better on a plant-based lifestyle. You're overall just more healthier on living a plant-based lifestyle. It's tough, man. I know a lot of people who've gone vegan the past couple years, and it's worked for them tremendously. One example for me is my older brother, Jimmy. He was probably, last time I saw him, he and I were probably about the same size, but he has probably like maybe 3 inches on me. I'm 6 feet. He's about 6'2", 6'3", something like that. We're both pear-shaped, And then he went vegan, and I was like, man, he dropped a whole lot of weight. I don't know how much he weighs now. I haven't talked to him about his weight in a minute. I don't know how much he weighs now, but he's dropped a lot of weight, got himself, healthy, doesn't have high cholesterol anymore, high blood pressure, anything like that. He just looks good. Now, at first, when he lost all his weight, I was like, man, you look kind of sick. You know what I'm saying? Because he had got skinny really fast. But now, man, it's just, he looks healthy. He looks in good health. And to be honest, one of the main reasons for me wanting to change my diet and drop a lot of weight, because I'm telling you, I want to drop, like I said, this morning I got on the scale, I was 261. So I've dropped, over 20 pounds since January. That's something I'm proud of myself, because I never thought I could do it, because, I've been trying to lose weight for years, and then I would get to a certain point, like maybe you lose anywhere from like 5 to 8 pounds, something like that. And then I would just stop, and it would frustrate me. So I would just, go on these binges and binge eat. And another thing that I do, is when I'm tired, man, it just seems like nothing is more satisfying when you're tired. Cause like when I have a long, hard day at work, first thing I want to do is grab like a cupcake or something, and reward myself. I'm using air quotes, reward myself. But that's not good. So a couple things that I've done, like I said, plant-based diet, try to exercise. I start doing yoga. I love Zumba. Anybody who knows me knows how much I love Zumba. And if you don't know what Zumba is, it's kind of like, it's up-tempo Latin dancing. Basically, it was created by a man named Beto Perez. He's Brazilian. And he's created this worldwide phenomenon that's, worldwide. And I feel bad because I haven't been able to do Zumba in a month because, I got a bum left knee, which kind of restricts me from doing anything. I running outside with the kids, so I got to go back to my doctor, get it checked on. But I start incorporating yoga. So and I stand on my feet all day at work. So, excuse me. Sorry about that. So my legs and, hips and back, my muscles aren't as tight as normal. So I have started, yoga. But, there are some days, like I'm in a period of, fall off. Like I haven't been to the gym in a week, I'll be honest. And it's tough for me. It's tough for me to fight laziness. And also, another reason, to be totally honest, the kid's been out of school for a week. I'm able to sleep in. That's just me being honest with y'all, So I'm going to give y'all some stats, brothers, as to, how our situation looks compared to, other people. But first, before I do that, I want to pimp the Black Dad Chronicles Book of the Month, The Power of Broke by Damon John. Just read the first couple pages because I'm reading a whole bunch of stuff all at once. I'm still, even though The Fire Next Time was a really short book, I'm still going back through that. That was the Black Dad Chronicles Book of the Month for last month. I also am a big time comic book geek, so I read comic books. I go to the comic book store every week. But yeah, Black Dad Chronicles Book of the Month is, once again, The Power of Broke by Damon John. I'm sorry, I'm getting used to this live stream thing. This is my first, ever live stream for the podcast. Even though we do, for the wrestling show, we do live stream every week via YouTube Wednesday nights. Little shameless plug for Hit the Ropes. But anyway, this isn't about Hit the Ropes. So we got to take care of ourselves. That's what it boils down to. We have to take care of ourselves. Now, here's some scary stats. And I got these via blackmenshealthproject.org, which is something I ran across on Twitter this morning. It just randomly popped up into my timeline, and I don't, somebody who I follow retweeted it. So I went to the website and found some, pretty striking stats. Black men are 30% more likely to die from heart disease than, anybody else. We're 60% more likely to die from a stroke than non-Hispanic whites. We're 75% less likely to have health insurance than white men. Also 9 times more likely to die from AIDS, HIV. Also another thing, man, you gotta have health insurance. And I know a lot of people who don't have health insurance, a lot of them by choice. And, I've even talked to a couple of people who said, man, I ain't got health insurance because I can't afford to pay for it. And it's expensive. That's why I'm glad, my job offers it. I get health insurance through my job. I work at Whole Foods, and we actually have pretty good health insurance. But then I've talked to people who are, who live a plant-based lifestyle and are vegan, and like, oh, I'm vegan, I don't need health insurance, which to me is like a very ridiculous statement. It's very, very ridiculous. Hey, health insurance just in case, because if you're vegan, you get into a car accident and you break your arm, then what? Being vegan not going to stop you from, getting injured in a car wreck or, falling down the stairs or something, tripping over, kids' toys. If you got kids, stepping on a Lego and falling. Hey, that's the worst pain in the world for a parent. Physical pain. To step on a damn Lego. But anyway, so I also So I went to the CDC, found some more statistics to kind of back up these claims from Black Men's Health Project, and this is as of 2014, and Black men ages 25 to 34. The man, oh my goodness, sorry, my app just wanted to restart on me, but so from 2014, right? The leading causes of death for men, physical causes of death, not like, homicide, which is the leading cause of death among all black men, homicide. So from the leading cause of death in all men is heart disease, all ages, 23.7%. But these are CDC statistics as of 2014. Ages 25 to 34. Heart disease, 9.5%. Cancer, 3.9%. HIV, 3.8%. Diabetes, 2%. So, another stat that I wanted to add in here is suicide, 7.2%. So, suicide is the second leading cause of death in black men ages 25 to 34. And the reason why I bring up suicide is because mental health is important. Sometimes, man, you get depressed. And a lot of people try to hide it. I've been there. I've tried to hide, being slightly depressed before. You have to talk to somebody. You don't, in the black community, seeing somebody is such a stigma. It is dangerous, If you don't talk to anybody, if you don't talk to somebody, how you gonna get out your feelings? Just by, feelings don't go away by osmosis. Problems don't fix themselves. So if you got something inside of you, you have to talk to somebody. You have to talk to somebody, man. If it's your pastor, you could talk to a friend. You could see a psychiatrist. You could use DJ Khaled, for example. DJ Khaled will Snapchat himself talking to his lions at his house. He got these big lion sculptures statues at his house, man. And, on Snapchat, it was him talking to the lions. And so Rick Ross was on the Breakfast Club, said, that was a real thing. Like, Khaled was really going through some issues, and he kind of used that to empower himself and to talk issues out, man. Black men, you got to stop being so embarrassed, to keep your health in tip-top shape, man. I know a lot of people. Meech, I'm calling you out because, Meech is my best friend. We've been friends for over 20 years. And getting Meech to try to eat a vegetable is like pulling teeth. Getting Meech to try to, incorporate water into his diet is like pulling teeth. Like, I talked to Meech about an hour ago. You know what he had for breakfast? And yeah, I'm calling him out because he's my brother and I can do that. For breakfast, he had a sausage McMuffin and a Coke, a medium Coke. And the reason why I know that is because I was actually on the phone with him while he was in the drive-thru. And, that's, you gotta be smart. We gotta be smart about our health. We gotta be smart about taking care of ourselves. Diet, exercise, talking to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Don't let yourself suffer in silence. Don't let yourself suffer in silence. So, all right. So back to these stats. And I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. So leading causes of death for black males ages 35 to 44, which is the bracket that I fall in. I'm 36 years old. Heart disease, 20.9%. That's damn high. 20.9% is high. Second is cancer. I know a lot of vegans, particularly black ones, that go by, that eat an alkaline vegan diet. That's what Dr. Sebi preached. If you don't know who Dr. Sebi is, you can look him up. He's alleged to have cured, HIV, herpes, cancer, and had people show up to prove it, by eating the way he prescribed. And what it is a whole food, plant-based alkaline diet. Because, his theory is, and I've heard this a lot of other places, that disease cannot survive in an alkaline environment. And when you make your body alkaline, you make your body more resistant to disease. So, because his theory was mucus was the basis of, all disease, and you eliminate the mucus by eliminating acidity in your diet, and in your body, and turning it alkaline. Therefore, boom, you won't be able to get, disease. So, he has some famous, clients. Most notably, his most famous client was probably maybe Left Eye. Rest in peace, Left Eye. But back to these stats. Sorry. So, like I said, ages 35 to 44. Leading cause of death is heart disease, 20.9%. You have cancer at 9.3%, HIV at 4.5%, and diabetes and stroke both tied at 3.7%. Ages 45 to 54. And most doctors recommend that you actually start getting your prostate checked around 40 years old. And I know a lot of brothers that be like, oh man, I ain't getting my prostate checked, man. I ain't putting, you know what I'm saying? Look, man, smarten up. If your masculinity, if you being a man, if you're judging your masculinity based off a checkup, an exam that can be very vital for your health, you're a fool. You're a fool. Anybody, you can look up what a prostate check is, but it involves a doctor using their fingers, putting them in your rectum, to check your prostate. And if you use that basis, if you use that as a basis for not getting your health checked, you're an idiot. Simple and plain. You're an idiot. If you know the signs, if you know there are things that can prevent you, or not necessarily prevent, because in some cases you can't necessarily, prevent things. But if you know there are things that can lower your risk of getting heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, all that. If you know that there are things out there and the science to prove it, science to back it up, and you still knowingly choose to not use any of it, you're an idiot. You're a clown. I'm sorry. But back to the stats, and this is the last stats that I got for you. So age 45 to 54. And like I said, most doctors recommend that you start getting your prostate checked at age 40. Number one cause is heart disease, 26.7%. 26.7% in black men aged 45 to 54. Number two is cancer at 19.2%. So if you look at that stat right there, you're more likely to die from cancer at a rate of 10% more than you are by aging 10 years. From 35 to 44, cancer rate of death is 9.3%. Age 45 to 54, cancer rate of death is 19.2%. So then diabetes, 4.6%. Stroke, 4.4%. HIV, 4%. So listen, I threw all these stats out. Called you idiots. And I say all that to say this. The number one thing, the most important thing of being a father is providing for your family, being there for your family. And you can't do that if you're not here. You can't do that if you're not here. You know what I'm saying? If you're here, you can't provide for your family. If you're dead and gone, you cannot protect your family. Your kids can't learn from you. You can't teach your kids, the way to do things. You know, the number one thing, and I told you guys, the number one thing that I wanted growing up was a father, and I didn't have one. You know, up until I was 10, lived in another state, so I saw him maybe once a year. After 10, that was it, because he was dead. Didn't take care of his health. And we should be tired of losing our parents, you know, at a young age, in their 40s and 50s. You know, we're supposed to live much older than that. I'm a Bible-believing Christian, and in the Bible, God promises 120 years. Now, I ain't saying we all gonna make it to 120, but I want to be around for as long as I can. And I'm not gonna purposely, well, I can't say I'm not, I'm trying to, you know, stop purposely sabotaging myself and sabotaging my health by eating all the junk food, all the sugar, because my big problem is sugar, you know. And I never used to be, it's funny because as I was a kid, I didn't necessarily have like a bad sweet tooth, but I ate snacks, you know, cookies, cakes, candy, chips, big thing. But now it's like as I become older, man, sweets are a killer. Sweets are a killer, man. I remember my grandfather, you know, had diabetes, and I remember seeing him, you know, injecting himself with insulin in his stomach every morning, and it just looked painful. And I don't want to live like that, man. Excuse me. I don't want to live like that. So, you know, I want to be around for my kids. I want to still be able to run around with them outside. And I mean, my kids are still young, and they love being outside. You know, kids nowadays don't necessarily mess around going outside, but my kids do. You know what I'm saying? And I love the fact that they like being outside and they like the outdoors, but it also pisses me off that I've let myself get to a point where physically I can't do it as much as I want to. You know, I don't know what's wrong with my knee. I'm waiting on, you know, some MRI results to come back. I'm waiting on, not MRI, X-ray results to come back. But I'm going to hit my doctor up tomorrow because I'm going to be at work tonight, and he works late hours Monday and Tuesday. So I'm going to hit my doctor up tomorrow for an update. Because I miss, you know, like, doing Zumba was such a big part of my life, you know, and the enjoyment I got out of it, and the enjoyment I got out of playing basketball, and, you know, kicking around the soccer ball with the kids outside, man, and the fact that I can't do it the way I want to. I can't go hard the way I want to. You know, I can't chase CJ. I can't race CJ anymore, even though I've proved that I'm faster than him, you know what I'm saying? But the older he gets, the faster he'll get, the more he'll try to test me, you know, out in these streets, because he already trying to test me in a foot race, and, you know, I can't do it now. So I'm trying to take care of myself so I can be there. I want to be able to walk my daughters down the aisle. I want to be there to have that first dance with my daughters at their wedding. I want to be here to teach CJ how to shave properly, to teach him about girls, to teach him how to navigate things, how to navigate high school, how to navigate life. I didn't have all that, and it F's me up, you know. My sister, if she gets married, she won't have, you know, my dad won't be there to walk her down the aisle. You know what I'm saying? My dad never met his grandkids. He didn't take care of himself, man. And I'm trying to change that. I don't want to die when I'm 40. Don't want to die when I'm 50. I want to live to 100. I'll be honest. I want to live to at least 100. You know, my great aunt Irene is 95 and still kicking, still ornery, still, you know, sassy as ever, you know. And I love my aunt Irene. And she's still around, and I want to be that. I'm trying to make it to her. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm taking, you know, high cholesterol pills because I've had high cholesterol since I was 15 years old. My body just produces cholesterol, you know, at a higher rate than others, I guess. But you know, I gotta put in the work. I gotta stop being lazy, man. You know, I have to put in the work, and I know that. You know what I'm saying? So, man, brothers, let's work on not becoming a statistic. Not being able to see our kids off to prom, not being there to see our kids off to their wedding. You know, we got to be there for them, because that's the most important. That's the most important part about being a father, is us being there for them. All right, so I'm gonna end it on this. Right, I love y'all, but first, more importantly, you got to be smart about your decisions when it comes to your health. You gotta be smart about decisions about what you eat, your exercise, going to the doctor. And I'm gonna end it on this. Say you do check out early. Lord forbid you don't, but say you do check out early. What are your kids gonna do? How they gonna pay for your funeral? You gonna have them, you're gonna force them to set up the GoFundMe because you ain't have a savings account? Or do you have life insurance? I have life insurance. I don't want my wife to have to go broke and blow through what little savings we got to bury me, because the VA ain't gonna give her nothing but $250 if I check out of here early, if I die early. The VA ain't gonna give her nothing but $250 and a flag. You know what I'm saying? Funerals cost way more than that. The bills got to get paid. Car note, car insurance got to be taken care of. The kids got to be taken care of. So, if you die today, is your family taken care of? Life insurance policies are not that expensive. My wife has one. I'm not going to tell y'all the amount, but my wife pays $14 a month for hers. I mean, because she's healthier than I am, I guess. I pay $53 a month for mine, but my policy is bigger than hers. I also have to pay a bigger premium because I have sleep apnea. That's another thing. I have sleep apnea because I'm a big dude, but I'm working on fixing all of that, man. So, do I have a sponsor for today's podcast? I do have a sponsor for today's podcast. Relax by J Mace. And I'm doing a live stream and I don't have none of the bracelets on my arm. Sorry. But yeah, man, if you want, Father's Day just passed. And happy Father's Day to all the men out there being fathers, taking time out. Happy Father's Day to all the men out there being a father figure in someone's life, even if you don't have kids. That's important. A lot of people don't realize how important a father figure is. I told y'all a couple weeks ago about, the father figures that I had in my life, the people I could look up to in my life. So I had somebody to look up to. I had somebody to not necessarily navigate me through life. Oops, hit the microphone. Sorry about that. But I had somebody that I could at least call and ask. Okay, but anyway, so Relax by J Mace. My man Johnny Mason makes these handcrafted bracelets. And if I wasn't doing a live stream on YouTube right now, I would pause the podcast to go grab a couple. But because I am doing a live stream on YouTube right now, that's not going to happen. So, Relax by J Mace. He handcrafts these bracelets to whatever your specifications are. $20. You want a nice, beautiful beaded bracelet. $20. That's all I need. Men, women, children. I'm trying to get him to do me a beaded necklace, but you know what I'm saying. He hasn't really responded to me to that request. But yesterday, we was at the mall. You know what I'm saying. I took the kids to see Transformers 5. When we go see Transformers, we make it a family affair. So my mom's was there. Johnny hit me up like, dog, I'm gonna be at the mall. Yada, yada, yada. So we met them after the show. Me and Johnny walking through the mall. I forgot I had on my Flash t-shirt. I'm like, dog, you got to make me a bracelet to play on the Flash motif. You know what I'm saying? Flash is probably my favorite comic book character. But you got to get me a Flash, you know what I'm saying? Hook me up with a Flash bracelet. All right, I got you. So I'm waiting to see that. You know, I'm waiting for that to come in. But anyway, I want to thank everybody who has taken their time out to listen, to support the podcast. There's a couple people I can't necessarily name them all, but I'm going to try Johnny Mason, Kate Couture Sweets, my girl Shania Matthews, doing her thing at Kate Couture. First person who ever asked me that told me that she wanted to sponsor the podcast. You know, eternally grateful for that. So I want to thank everybody for joining in, for downloading, for listening. You know, if you want to join the conversation, hit me up on Facebook, the Black Dad Chronicles Facebook page. You can drop me a line, send me a message, have conversation, have dialogue. You shoot me an email. If you a father or you know somebody who's a father, you think they're doing a great job, you know, you want them to tell their story. You want me, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to tell stories. I got some good podcasts coming up for y'all. Twitter, I changed my Twitter handle because I was upset Twitter wouldn't let me put Black Dad Chronicles, you know, for the whole thing. I am at Black Dad Chronicles on Instagram. On Twitter, you can find me at Mr. Courtney Mac. That's Mr. with a capital M, my name, M-A-C. On Twitter, shoot me an email at blackdadchron@gmail.com. If you got my phone number, just text me, call me, Skype me, whatever. But thanks again, everybody, for joining in, for listening on the first ever Black Dad Chronicles live stream. I don't know how many people was watching. Probably not a lot. But I'm about to let this intro ride out. Sorry, YouTube live stream. You don't have the intro. The outro. Sorry. It's dope. I told you I was going to try to spit some bars over it. I'm not going to spit bars over it because I'm not a rapper. I can't rap. But anyway, join me every week. Usually podcasts upload on Tuesdays. Peace. I'm bobbing my head because this outro playing in my ears. And I'll be honest, I don't know how to stop the video playback on the live stream yet because it's the first time.